Hey fam, this is Michael with the Planet Eye. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. For those returning, welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to do a little repotting of some seedlings that I have that need to get into a bigger pot, as well as doing a couple updates on some of the plants that I received from my small business haul. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and make it do what it do. All right, fam. Basically repotting a few of my plants. Some of them are plants that I received in the last few weeks and I just want to get them in my own medium. Others are ones that I received as seedlings, small seedlings, and I want to transition them to a more mature pot or their final pot, or at least their final pot for now. And then there's also ones that I've gotten from different domestically based sellers that I want to switch over to a more robust pot or a different type of pot, be it an orchid pot or something like a ceramic or what have you. So, all right, and I did say that we're also going to repot the Pterodactyl that I got, because when I pulled off some of the other stuff, it basically started coming out of its own pot. So at this point, I'm like, let me just go and repot it. And then that way it'll be a little bit more secure. And then I'll also show you some of my some of the seedlings that I got from my small business haul about a week ago. Going to show you their progress. Right now they're doing pretty good. Some of my other ones I got from my Christmas haul are kind of going through an acclimation period, but that's to be expected because they are imports, and imports can go one of two ways. It could either be no problems at all, rainbows and sunshine, or it could be or they can go through an acclimation period, which 3 of the 4 are doing right now. Well, 4 out of the 5 are doing right now. Either their leaves are wilting, or wilting, they're basically leaves wilting are coming off. So I'm gonna give them their time to do what they need to do. I put them in like a high humidity environment, and letting them kind of grow out that way until hopefully they can acclimate to the environment here by growing a more extensive root system, and then sprouting leaves, etc., etc., etc. So first things first, we're going to deal with this Pterodactyl. What do I want to use? I'm actually reusing some pots because why not? Go ahead and reuse some pots so that I can, because of the fact that there's recycling is key, right? So I'm doing that with some of these that have grown out, but this one is actually a new one. And I am using a custom soil mix. My soil mix right now it varies, but the base components are cocoa coir, or cocoa coir husk, or nuggets, whatever. The perlite, vermiculite, either lava rock or something like that, a zeolite, and lava rock or zeolite. Typically some type of organic fertilizer, like worm. Well, for me right now is worm castings, as well as like a pine bark. So this one, the mix itself depends on the flower. Usually I've learned that with, at least for me in my environment, anthuriums need to be a little bit more moist. So I keep them in a little bit more moisture environment. I also use mosquito bites to kind of help with any type of fungus gnats, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. Yeah, I'll probably do a little fast forwarding. Okay, so this one is actually in a, give you a chance to see the root system. It's like I think I told y'all earlier, this one is from the Nodes, which is an Etsy seller. The roots are really nice. It definitely was a plug. So I don't know if they've actually, I wonder if they actually grew it from a seed or not, but it looks good. It's the pterodactyl. Like I said, I'll send you, if I didn't do it earlier, I'll definitely do it now. So show you a picture of what it looks like as mature, in its mature form. I saw a, one of the viewers, that escaped me which one, one of the viewers had noted that she had one, and I've seen them before on Food Greenhouse's website. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'd do that in the spring. But, realizing when I talked to her, I was like, okay, well, they have them domestically. Let me see if there's something that's reasonably priced that I can get. And I found this one. I found this one on Etsy. And I was like, absolutely. Let me grab it real quick. So no real science with it. Again, I tend to have a chunkier mix with my philodendrons, and then my anthuriums. I tend to be a little bit more moisture retentive. I've learned that if I don't, at least as I said, in my environment, they have a tendency to dry out too fast, and I will wind up losing them, because I can't get to them. So this allows me gives me a little wiggle room. All right, so this is the Anthurium pterodactyl. Really nice. I really can't wait for it to see what it looks like once it grows up. And need to give it some support, I think. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna give it some support. Hold on a second. All right, so I'm back and I have some skewers. Gonna go ahead and get that so I can kind of secure it a little bit more. I may not need it, at least not yet, but let's see if I can find a good spot. Yeah, so we'll just put it right there for right now. Doesn't need to attach it yet, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. So this is the Anthurium. All right, Anthurium pterodactyl. So I'm gonna put this over here. Right, so next up, I might as well show you guys this first. This is actually the Papillilaminum that I got from Carnivoro. Yeah, Carnivoro. It's doing pretty good. I mean, it's definitely thriving in this space. Put it in this pot. I probably won't have to repot it till probably either 2020, maybe late 2023 or maybe 24, but it should sustain itself for a while. Well, I'll let you guys know how it grows over the summer. So that is the Anthurium Papillilaminum. I said it right. Okay. So next up for us is going to be, I'm going to repot the two that I got from Bar Pot Trop Plants. This one is the Anthurium Papillilaminum, red Crystallinum cross. So you can see it has a nice little flower, little new leaf coming up on. So this is going to be exciting. I'm excited to see what this looks like as it gets older. That's one of the cool things about hybrids is that they kind of go into different directions, depending on which parent they actually take after the most. It could either be more of a crystallinum look or a poppy look or like right in between. So this is mosquito bites. Sometimes I put it in the batch itself, but sometimes I also just put it in the pot so that I know exactly how much is actually. So I'll know exactly how much is going into the pot itself. So, all right. So Oh, wow. Look at this root system, man. This root system is sick. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's get it. I like to also like to put a little bit of the native soil in there in the new pot, unless I just have no confidence in it whatsoever. But Butterfly Plants is one of my favorite ones. Etsy sellers. So him and Rachel, Andreas and Rachel. So and I hope I got that right. I believe it's Rachel. I usually speak with Andreas, but yeah, I believe it's Rachel. So this is, look at these roots, man. Look how beautiful these things are. Oh my God, this is going to be, I have no concerns about this thing growing up. All right. So what I typically do, take some out. I typically do is I get some billions or microrhizal fungi to sprinkle, and that, if we haven't talked about it before, I know we've actually, have we talked about it before? I can't remember. If we haven't talked about it before, that helps establish the roots. Definitely helps to establish the roots. So I use it. I swear by it. Actually, you can. Right now I'm using 2 TPS billions, but you can do white shark. I believe that's one of them, and there are a couple other ones that are pretty good. But it really helps to mature the root structure of the leaves. I mean, of the roots. So let's see. Let's try and put this closer to the middle. Now I'm kind of afraid to do it with this one, because put a skewer on this one, because it's so. I mean, the roots are just so extensive for such a small seedling. I'm very impressed. All right. So yeah, this one tag. I got to keep these tags, man, because you know what? I repotted some and forgot to put the tags on, and I'm looking at like, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. And so I'm like, well, I just got to wait for it to grow out and see if I can match it up. Otherwise, I'll go on Reddit and do a no ID Anthurium, please identify, or not scalpel, but or alocasia, or whatever the plant may be. So this one is the Anthurium poppy red Crystallinum hybrid. So yeah, good deal. Had that for a week. So this is the other one that came from Bar Tropicals. This one is what I call a trade name for it is the Dark Mama, but they list theirs as the Anthurium Warocqueanum cross with Anthurium poppy. Again, it's a beautiful one. These leaves tend to be, as I said, when they grow up, and it looks like this one's going to be the same. They kind of adopt the leaf, the elongation of a Warocqueanum, a Queen Anthurium, and then the dark velvetiness of a poppy. One thing about poppies is that they get dark. They get really dark, but you have to. You don't put a lot. They don't. If you put too much, if they put them in too much light, they tend to. Wow, I really watered this puppy. If you put them in too much light, so I'm actually kind of glad that I did it this way. But if you put them in too much light, they basically start to lighten up. So it's good to actually have them in not a dark spot, but a semi, more of like a medium indirect light, just so that the leaves can darken. Let's feel like I'm baking bread or something, or biscuits. So do you guys, how many bakers do we have out there? I know I can do a little something. Typically I like, most of my cuisines are southern based because that's where my roots are from. My parents are from the South, and I grew up in the Midwest. So, but I think my favorite dessert is banana pudding. And I can put my foot in some banana pudding, but I can't cook that if I don't have other people around, because I will eat that entire batch in 2 days or less. I forgot to put the oh snap. I can show y'all let me show y'all the roots with this one too. This was actually, look at how long these roots are. These are still not as thick as the other one, but this is more of a baby. But look how thick look how long these roots are. Very white, very healthy, nice. Like I said, I love me some bartrop plants. But anyway, so that being said, I like banana pudding, and I will every now and again, like every couple of months, I just go ahead and make me a serious batch, because I know I'm going to eat the entire thing within like 2 days. It's that good. And then after that, I like, in the South, they call it icebox pie. Sometimes it's called lemon meringue. Icebox pie, though, what distinguishes icebox pie from like most lemon meringue pies, they still have the same base or what, the core of it. So made of the same thing, but it usually it's the crust, I believe, because with lemon meringue, typically the crust can be either like a regular pie shell, which I don't know. Hey, to each his own, but that doesn't work for me. Or I've seen people use graham cracker crust, but I use vanilla wafers. You do vanilla wafers, a little sugar, mix it in with some butter, and put it in the shell. Let it cook in the stove for a second. Let that cool off. Make your mix, and you put that in the refrigerator for usually about an hour. Pour it into the pot. Pour it into the pie plate, and then you let it cook for about 15 minutes. Let it cool off, and then put it in the refrigerator overnight, and there you go. Icebox pie. It's usually overnight to 8 hours or overnight. That's what they say. But icebox pie, look it up. It's really good. So this is what did I say this was? Dark Mama. Yeah. So that's that. Maybe I should put this in a smaller one. You know what? I really should have put this in a smaller one. I think I should have put it in a smaller one. You know what? There's area enough that it should be good. It should be good. So, if I'm crying 2 months from now, my synopsis was not good. I did not make the right choice. I made some bad choices. But so this is I'm not going to put a skewer on it. Maybe I should. Let me do it now so that it can grow into it. Okay. So this is the Anthurium Dark Mama. Great. So what are we going to do next? Oh, you know what? Villenaorum. This one is growing out. It's growing. I got this one this is the Anthurium Villenaorum. I got this from Ecuagenera I got this from Ecuagenera out of Ecuador, and it is, of course, there's bare roots, so I just went ahead and put it in this pot. But let me tell you, this bad boy is busting out. Can you see this? This is ridiculous. And I had it in a cash pot, so I didn't notice it until I took it out one day. It was like, good Lord. So this is going to take some precision and some surgery, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in this pot. It's pretty much the same, but I just wanted to kind of put in another pot, and since it's pretty much established itself, I'm going to go ahead, instead of putting it in another orchid pot, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a more permanent pot for me. You know, everybody has their own way. Some people, I may have to prune these roots because this is not good. Yeah, this is not going to come out. So, oh man, I did not want to do this. Okay. This hurts so much. But I can't, I won't be able to get them out. I don't want to damage the pot because I want to reuse the pot. So, but it's okay. I mean, pruning the roots is, you know, that's fine. You know, you don't, some people say you just probably should do it certain times of the year, but I'm of the mindset that you take care of your plants when you need to take care of them. So if it's summertime, awesome. If it's springtime, that's good too. If it is wintertime, have at it. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm having at it. Ooh, wow. Okay, so we get a chance to see what these roots look like. It was this came to me as a seedling. It still technically probably would be considered a seedling, but I've got this. I want to say September, October-ish, somewhere around there. May have been November, but it is definitely grown. The roots are there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about now I did the same thing with this. I put a mycorrhizal fungi on the roots to help with the acclimation, and it's grown significantly. These roots are strong, and they've actually kind of huddled up in a corner over here. So I'm not going to mess with it too much on that side. But yeah, we're just going to put this in a pot. She's going to mix. We don't waste soil, so I'm basically repurposing or incorporating some of my soil that I made into the soil that was there, for the soil that I made before, because it's still good, and using that as my soil mixture. So with this one, oh yeah, we said we're going to use this one. All right, so this is this one. I got this pot from CB2 online. I know somebody was asking about it before. It was pretty dope. I think they still have them. They still have them. They're just really nice. The concrete, this one is considered black, and then they have a lighter gray one. It looks charcoal gray to me. But they have this one, and then they have another one that's lighter gray. And they had them on sale over the summer, like near the end of the summer, but they're still reasonably priced. I think the smaller ones, which are like 6 inches, go for about like $6 or some change. And then the bigger ones, they go up. I mean, I think the cheapest one was like $6 to $10, and then it went up from there. So this one I am so excited about this one, man. It looks really nice. And everybody has a different way of putting on their mycorrhizals. Some people have salt shakers or something like that. Some people dip them in a tray. I just take to the head from the bag, man. So we're just trying to get this one situated in there. This is gonna look really nice. Before I do that, let me take some more of it out, because these roots need to sit a little deeper than I expected them to. Okay, so that's that. So hopefully, this is like week 2 of the new year. Hopefully everyone's is having a good one and a productive new year. I wonder, do you guys, let me know if you guys actually do like any resolutions or what do they call them? Vision boards. I have a couple of friends of mine that are doing vision boards this year. That I think is kind of cool. I'm actually thinking about doing that myself. There's a couple of things I want to do. Obviously, continue to grow my channel. That's one of them. Get some things. There's some things I want to get done around the house in terms of just goals that way. things want to do at work. You know, it's a combination of different things. But I'm leaning more towards doing a vision board than I am doing resolutions. For me, resolutions tend to filter out over time, but I think the vision board, from what I've been told and what I've seen, typically you know, it's built to basically build upon your goals. So you make sure get myself situated. All right. So this is the Anthurium Villenaorum. It's more of a, I have to confirm this. I know it's a medium-sized plant, and I want to say that it does climb eventually, but it pretty much starts kind of like has a lot of self-heading qualities. Yeah, so we're going to see what she looks like. She's actually starting to show signs of maturity with a little reproductive thing going on there. Yeah, and this is the newest leaf, so you can tell how big she's getting. I have her under a grow light, typically under about 50, 55 humidity. So she does pretty good. So that is the Anthurium Villenaorum. There we go. All right. Next on my list is a Diffenbachia. This one is the Cougar Diffenbachia. I got this from, I think it's called the Green Escape on Etsy. This one is it's actually doing pretty good. But I wanted to get, it was actually initially put into one of these little plastic things, and I really don't like these. I think they're I got them initially because I was like, let's get a clear cup so I can actually see the roots, whatever. But then that was before I really started getting turned on to orchids. And I was like, now I'm like, okay, now I need to put them in something else. As you guys know, Diffenbachias are funny. I mean, they really don't need a lot of water, but they don't like to dry out either. So it's kind of like you can't, you know, it's one of those balancing acts. But they're pretty robust once they get started. I also have an Anthurium. I'm sorry, not Anthurium. I have a Diffenbachia Camouflage, bigger one. I have a small one, which you'll see that shortly. I'm actually repotting that one too, but I have a bigger one as well. And she's good. I actually had two big ones, and I had them outside for the summer. And we had 1 week of like torrential rains, and she did not like that. She wound up having serious issues. She basically wound up having root rot quickly and decline, and I was not happy about that because I got her as a more mature species, so it wasn't like she was cheap, and I was not happy. So, but then I also got these. I got some seedlings from the Great Escape. I believe that's the name of it. Some seedlings from the Great Escape, and boom, they look good. I should have actually. I forgot to put the mycorrhiza on this one, but it's okay. I also water them with a water-soluble mycorrhiza to kind of double up on getting those roots looking right. Anyway, so this one is actually probably because this is actually, I mean, if you've gotten like the real seedlings from Etsy, a lot of them are plugged. So this one looks pretty good. It actually came out really well. It's growing. It's been pretty resilient. Once I've lost a few plugs, so that's part of the game. But this one these actually have been pretty resilient. So I'm looking forward to seeing them grow over the next 3 years. I think that the biggest one I have, I'll show you guys at some point, maybe when I do a house tour. The biggest one I have is probably about 4 feet. It probably means about anywhere from 3 to 5 years old. But yeah. So this one is actually 2 that I put together because I wanted them to be full. All right, and until its roots have definitely kind of established themselves. And you see there's two of them, so I'm going to put these, I'm still going to put them in the same pot. Yeah, put them in the same pot, make the row fuller. All right. Let's see. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was out of frame. Did you guys better in frame? Okay, so we're gonna do that and I know some people have those little scoops. I've been wanting to get one of them just to help with putting the soil in these containers, especially when it's tight like this. But yeah, I like the camouflage. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys actually, if anybody out there has one. I think it's beautiful. Definitely different. It's definitely a different growing pattern than your typical standard Diffenbachia. They have a tendency, since they're light colored leaves, they require a little bit more light. Definitely require they like to be moist but not wet but not dry. So yeah, so this is my Diffenbachia Camouflage. All right. Get myself situated. All right. Okay. So we're going to do this one next. If you guys remember this one from a few weeks ago, a few unboxings a few weeks ago, this is my Ring of Fire, Philodendron Ring of Fire. So she came in the type of container I don't like. And, she also, I always like to move my stuff into my soil at some point. So I've had her for about a month now. About 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, or maybe a little shorter. But this is the Ring of Fire. I told you I guys have another one that is kind of on its way out. I mean, I got that one as a juvenile as well, and it's just not doing what it wants to do, not doing what it needs to do. So, just to say, I'm just gonna let it. I'm just gonna let it. If it survives, it survives. If it don't, get done. So sometimes that's how it is with plants. You're like, okay, do you want to live? Do you want to? I'm giving you what you need to have. So, not sure what else I need. So this one is going to go in my what is it? Casa Farms. So I modified Casa Farms pot. So thought that would look good in that. I'm really excited about how big, this one is really healthy. That's one good thing about, the domestic, going domestically, even though, you don't have to have the headache of worrying about whether or not they're going to survive. 9 times out of 10, they will, unless something went wrong, either on your side or how it was delivered, but you should be fairly good to go with that. You know what? We're going to put a skewer here too. At some point, this is probably going to need to go on a moss bow, but for right now, we're just going to use. Sorry, I keep getting this out of frame. We're going to use this. We're going to use this to give us some support while it reestablishes itself, spread out its roots. All right, ta-da! All right, so we got this one up. I said, I'm just going to need to give it a little support. Maybe, yeah, let's do that right now. Agricultural tape. Or some Velcro tape with it, you know, people call it different things. All right, so, and Philodendron Ring of Fire. There you go. Okay, next up, we have the Scindapsus Silver Splash. This is actually another one that I got as a juvenile. I mean, well, it's a seedling. It was a seedling, and it's that never had a problem with this. I think that this one definitely does what it needs to do. It knows it has it's gotten its assignment and knows what needs to happen. So I've grown this up in another one. This is another one that I grew up in the old plastic pots, and I was like, okay, now it's time to put it in something new. I've been wanting to swap it out for a minute, but yeah, just needed to. I was just time actually. So this one, wow, it's looking really nice. This is another one that I did with mycorrhizal fungi. So tell you what, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever used it. If you let me know if you're in the comments, you have. But look at these roots. This was not like this. This was not like this. This was not like this. This was I mean, it was a seedling. So I mean, I didn't even see the roots. But yeah, it's definitely grown, and I know that Scindapsus is pretty hardy, grows pretty fast. I think this one has done the same thing. So I'm gonna put this one in a different type of pot. I'm gonna put it in this one. Another ones I got, another convert that I got from somewhere else, it's a cash pot that I converted into something else. At some point, I am going to put it on a pole. But yeah, I'm just going to give it some support for right now. Let's see. Well, let's finish putting this soil in there first. Okay, so let's repurpose some of these Yeah, let's put some of these, some of this tape. Secure it a little bit more. Yeah, this is going to be temporary until I make the time to get a pole for it. As you can see, it's already outgrown it, but it's something for right now. Let's see if I can actually put a secure knife next to it. That's should be the same size. So sometime in next week, we're gonna have a pole making party, guys. Do some pole work. Yeah, gonna do that. All right. So this is the Scindapsus Silver Splash. Like I said, I have a custom mix of my soil. I'm going to do a separate video on that. I kind of gave you the high-level ingredients: perlite, cocoa coir, cocoa husk, pine bark, and some other stuff. So, yeah, this is it's a little flimsy right now, but this is the Scindapsus Silver Splash. Okay. All right. So this next one is actually the first import I ever got. I got it off of Etsy. And I didn't know it was going to be an import. I didn't realize until I actually bought it that it was coming from China, or at least that's where the seller was from. And so, needless to say, it was taken aback. So I had to do what I had to do. This one is it's a variegated Giganteum. When it comes out, the leaves it's a really sharp contrast between white, or off-white, and a green. So it has a nice variegation, and then it kind of mellows out over time. But this is funny because when I first got this, it had about 4 leaves. And then it died back. It died and drew a stump. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks like one that's coming out. So 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 7. Yep, 7. So this is what it looks like right now. This is the leaves. This is the root structure right now. Definitely more than what it was before, but typical philodendron. Pretty light leaves. I'm actually glad I'm doing this because this one, the soil was really wet. I just watered it the other day, but it needed to be a little bit airier anyway. So definitely needed to put some more coarse material in here. So we're going to use this one. This actually works. Not really sizing it up. We're basically doing a lateral planting just to kind of get in something a little bit that has a lot more airflow and circulation to it. We add some more of these. A little bit of these. A little bit of this. All right. Like I said, we're going to use the mycorrhizal fungi. Sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Get it looking nice. I also have I have the normal Giganteum, and this Giganteum is big, but that one is actually I need to repot it because it needs to be repositioned. It's not not in a really great position right now. So I'm gonna reposition it to give it some a little bit more stability. So I'll probably be doing that sometime in the next week or two. All right, so we got that. That looks good. As you guys know, you typically don't want to put soil all the way up to the top because one, it suffocates the base, but then two, you wind up it's going to be harder to water. So this is my Giganteum. There you go. She's growing up real nice. It's going to be interesting to see how she grows over the next year. So this is the variegated Giganteum. They also call it the Giganteum blizzard. That's the other word. That's the other name for it. So that's that. All right. All right. So the next one that we have, you guys probably remember this one too. This is the Luxurians that I got from Ecuador, Florida. She is doing well overall. I think she's doing pretty good. Let's see what we can do. It's a lot of peat moss. I mean, a lot of sphagnum moss. So I'm going to put her in a slightly drier mix. Give me a chance to look at these roots. Don't look like she has a whole lot. Yeah, she doesn't have a lot. So this is what her root system looks like. So yeah, we're going to put her in a little something else. We're going to use the sphagnum moss at the bottom just to kind of create a little bit more moisture in the pot. Because I think she really needs to grow some more. Yeah, that's it. She needs to grow some more. So, definitely gonna use some mycorrhizal fungi on this one. She ain't nothing but a stick. Good Lord. All right, that. Now let's go ahead and use some of this in here. I typically like to put, whether I mix it in the soil, or I mix it, or put it in the actual pot while I'm doing it. I typically like to put the mosquito bits a little bit further down in the pot, mix them up so they don't touch, create fungus, and then just do it that way. That way, it's a little bit more. How can I say? That way, it does the job, does what it needs to do, but it also doesn't clutter at the top and create fungus or fungus colony or whatever. Not sure if anything negative happens when they're clustered at the top in terms of outside of it having mold, but better be safe than sorry. So with this one thing I have learned with at least, and again, gotta preface it by saying my environment. Within my environment, I've found that they tend to like moisture soil. In my crawlers, my velvet leaf crawlers tend to have like soil, a little moisture. So I typically put more cocoa coir and vermiculite in this mix than then the coarseness. So just so they can still has this aeration, but at least it gives it a more of a moist environment. So this is the Philodendron Luxurians. Hopefully this one will live and grow and prosper. So we'll see. Okay, so the last one for the night is the Epipremnum Albo. Yeah, so she's this is another one actually I got from the Green Escape as a cutting. And so this one is supposed to be different from the Albo. I mean, the Syngonium, well, it's definitely different from the Syngonium Albo because it's a Epipremnum. All right, so this one is this. Let's check out the leaves and then check out the roots. I'm sure the roots look great because this bad boy has been growing like a champ. Yeah, she's been growing like a champ. Same thing, I basically use mycorrhizal fungi whenever I transplant, and of course when I water too, because I use the water-soluble version. I put that in my water mix, typically during the winter. And I think I told you guys I'll basically, I do still fertilize, especially the ones that are growing. Anyway, so I put that in I put CalMag in every solution as well as some kelp. And then along with that, I may use, again, like a quarter dosage of a houseplant based fertilizer. So we're gonna figure out how to wrap this puppy around here. At some point, again, I'm going to have to take a weekend and get some poles together so that I can, because these bad boys are standing in the need of a pole. Let's see. Oh, snap. Oh, well, all right. One down. It's interesting. This one is actually starting to fenestrate. I am definitely going to need to get a pole. You know, let me use this still. I can do it. I forgot at least to have something a little bit more stable for it to haul on. This is cool, man. It's really starting to fenestrate. I'm like, wow, all right. Better do what it do. I'm mad that I just messed up and broke this leaf off, but it happens. All right, so, there we go. So this is the last one for the night, guys. And then we are done. All right. Yeah, I'm going to get another pole on this one. This is definitely going to need to be redone. But at least I got it out of the plastic pot, so it has a little bit more room to breathe. If you can see real close, there's some more fenestration, like right in there, which is awesome. They call this one the Epipremnum Flame. I want to say that's what it is. Or maybe that may be the other one that I have. But yeah, so all right, Epipremnum album. All right, guys. So I want to thank you for spending a little time with me. As you saw, we basically did a quick unboxing, and then we repotted some of these seedlings into bigger pots. I'll obviously keep you posted on their growth, their continued growth, and which ones will actually be put on a poll. So this bad boy right here. Yeah, so that's it. So look, have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until the next time, let's make it do what it do.